Look, a baby.
Who would leave a child here?
Leave him. He does not belong to your world. How can we abandon an innocent child?
Long ago, in the peaceful village of Umuoma, there lived a hard-working couple named Okeke and Adaze. Though they had enough food to eat and a roof over their heads, one thing was missing from their lives. They had no child. Year after year, Adaze prayed to the gods. She visited shrines, offered sacrifices, and sought the help of every healer she could find. Yet her womb remained empty. Every evening she sat outside her hut watching other women play with their children, and tears filled her eyes. Okeke always comforted her, reminding her that the gods worked in mysterious ways. But deep inside, he too carried the pain of a father who had never held his own child. Little did they know that destiny was already making its way toward them. One cold and windy night, a strange cry echoed from the sacred forest. At first, Adaze thought she was imagining it. But when the cry came again, louder than before, she and Okeke grabbed their torches and followed the sound into the darkness. The deeper they walked into the forest, the stranger the atmosphere became. Then they saw it. Beneath an ancient tree lay a newborn baby wrapped in a glowing white cloth. The child was beautiful. As Adaze lifted him into her arms, the crying stopped immediately. At that very moment, an old woman appeared from the shadows. Her eyes carried the wisdom of many generations. She warned them not to take the child. She told them that the baby belonged to forces beyond human understanding. But Adaze's longing for motherhood was too strong. Ignoring the warning, she carried the child home, and from that moment, everything changed. The couple named the child Obina. As he grew, unusual things began happening throughout the village. Whenever Obina walked through the farms, crops grew faster than anyone had ever seen. Dry lands became fertile. Trees produced more fruit than usual. Even the sick began recovering after being near him. The villagers were amazed. Many believed the gods had finally blessed Umuoma through the mysterious child. As Obina grew older, the village prospered like never before. And so began an era of miracles. Soon news of Umuoma's prosperity spread across distant kingdoms. Merchants traveled from faraway lands. Gold flowed into the village. Trade flourished. Livestock multiplied. Every family became wealthier than they had ever imagined. The village king himself came to witness the miracle. He praised the people and declared Obina a sacred blessing from the heavens. The villagers celebrated day and night. Songs filled the air. Drums echoed across the land. Yet while everyone rejoiced, Obina remained unusually quiet. It was as if he knew something nobody else did. Then one terrible night, disaster struck. A young hunter disappeared while returning home from the forest. The next morning, villagers found his lifeless body. There were no wounds, no signs of struggle, no explanation. Fear spread quickly. People whispered among themselves. Was it a curse? Was it an evil spirit? Or was it simply an unfortunate tragedy? Nobody knew. But that death was only the beginning. As weeks passed, more people began dying under mysterious circumstances. Healthy men, strong women, young villagers with bright futures. The deaths could not be explained. Soon the village elders gathered to discuss the troubling events. One elder noticed something alarming. The deaths had begun shortly after Obina's arrival. Another elder pointed out that while wealth continued increasing, so did the number of funerals. A terrible suspicion began to grow. Could the blessings and deaths somehow be connected? Determined to discover the truth, the village priest journeyed to an ancient shrine hidden deep within the forest. There, he performed sacred rituals and called upon the spirits for answers. Suddenly, the shrine burst into supernatural light. A vision appeared before him. Within the vision stood a powerful spirit queen holding baby Obina in her arms. The truth was finally revealed. Obina was not an ordinary child. He belonged to the spirit world. The blessings he brought came with a terrible price. For every gift of wealth, a human life had to be taken. The balance between the worlds demanded payment. The priest returned home horrified. When the villagers learned the truth, chaos erupted. Some demanded that Obina be sent away immediately. Others refused to believe the story. Many argued that losing a few lives was worth the prosperity they enjoyed. Families turned against one another. Friends became enemies. Fear spread throughout Umuoma like wildfire. For the first time since Obina's arrival, the village stood divided. One evening, beneath a giant baobab tree, Obina finally spoke. His voice carried a sadness far beyond his years. He confessed that he had always known the truth. The spirits were using him as a bridge between their world and the human world. The more people desired wealth, the stronger the spirits became. The stronger the spirits became, the more lives they demanded. Adais broke down in tears. She begged for a way to save him. Obina looked at his parents and revealed the heartbreaking answer. Only his sacrifice could end the curse. But not everyone wanted the curse to end. The wealthiest villagers opposed Obina's sacrifice. They feared losing their riches. Gold had blinded them. Prosperity had hardened their hearts. They argued that a few deaths were a small price to pay for endless wealth. Their greed consumed their judgment, and the spirits watched, waiting, growing stronger with every selfish desire. Then came the night that changed everything. Dark clouds covered the sky. Thunder shook the earth. The boundary between the spirit world and the human world began to break apart. Ghostly figures emerged from the darkness. The spirits descended upon Umwoma. Homes collapsed. Fires spread. People ran in terror. The gold that villagers treasured turned into worthless stones. Food rotted before their eyes. The wealth they had worshipped disappeared in a single night. The true cost of their greed had finally arrived. As destruction consumed the village, Obina walked toward the sacred tree where his journey had begun. There, the spirit queen appeared once more. She offered him a choice: return to the spirit world and save the village, or remain among humans and watch everything perish. Obina looked at the people he loved. He looked at his grieving parents. Then he made his decision. Without fear, without hesitation, he stepped into the light. A powerful wave of spiritual energy exploded across the land. The storm vanished, the spirits disappeared, and peace returned once more. The next morning the villagers emerged from the ruins. Most of their wealth was gone, but they were alive. Together they began rebuilding their homes. This time they relied on hard work rather than miracles. This time they valued life more than gold. And slowly, Umwoma became strong again. Not because of magic, but because of unity. At the foot of the sacred tree, a single white flower bloomed where Obina had disappeared. The villagers visited it often, not to worship, but to remember the child who brought them unimaginable wealth, and the child who sacrificed everything to save them from destruction. For generations, his story was told around village fires, a warning to all who would listen. That wealth gained without wisdom often carries hidden dangers, and that no treasure is greater than human life.
What an incredible story. The wisdom of our ancestors lives on. My children, tonight's tale may have ended, but many more mysteries, legends, and ancient African stories remain untold. And to those listening from near and far, I welcome you into our village of stories. If tonight's story touched your heart, please subscribe to Ohinoyi Stories. Your support helps keep these beautiful African stories alive for generations to come. And do not forget to click the notification bell, so that whenever a new tale is shared, you will be among the very first to hear it.
Subscribe to Ohinoyi Stories. Join our storytelling family.
Every story carries wisdom. Every legend hides a secret. Every tale preserves the spirit of our people. And every generation must pass these treasures to the next. Become part of the Ohinoyi Stories family. Sit with us by the fire each week and journey into the mysteries, legends, and wonders of Africa. Until we meet again, may wisdom guide your decisions, and may the blessings of our ancestors watch over you. Farewell, my children.
The fire may fade for tonight, but the stories will never die. Subscribe to Ohinoyi Stories